now.
So it's funny because I'm
Funny games.
with this,
Yes.
and speaking of not understanding the translation or understanding their thing,
This is really great for the podcast.
there's so much missing on my face that is just not being expressed right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can take that off.
How about that?
I mean,
You want me to take it off?
Only if you piss yourself.
I think we're done. I mean, we're done with the parts where you need to
What are you
be
doing?
blindfolded.
No.
It's stuck. All right.
No, everyone knows that I got a haircut.
You got a haircut?
I mean, it looked great.
So why didn't you like it, you dick?
Really? 1 star. You gave this movie 1. No, like 2 stars.
No,
You're
that,
not a
was,
monster.
that was Tony. That
oh, that
gave
was
him
Tony.
a
That's
good,
right.
A good movie. Fucking 1 star.
All right.
I wouldn't have been mad at you if you did 2 stars, Tony. Or at least I wouldn't still be mad at you.
Yeah, we would have been mad at the time. Come on. Ooh, one of the stars is named Steffan.
Yeah.
Stefan. All right. The last name I can't pronounce.
Oh man, so the translation, like that, I don't know. I felt like there was so much oomph that was missing from this film because
I don't know if it was that much from the translation.
and because of I don't know, the tension didn't transcribe to me as well either, like almost at all.
I really loved when they leave. About halfway into the movie.
And then bad horror movie fucking cliche too. That pissed me off really bad.
Sure, yeah, it had that in there. I mean, they destroy the phone, they do that, but I love the time that they spend not doing anything.
Yeah,
And
no,
at that
I
point
hate that time. Fuck that time.
I loved it. They shouldn't have done that. I really loved that. It's a ballsy move for the filmmaker to do in that moment.
Yeah.
Of all of this stuff has just happened to them, and they are in shock. And it's that time that is taking them out.
Plenty of time.
For me, it was like time to
take this in.
reflect, just think about what happened, figure out what they're try to figure out what they're gonna do, and then see if they do what you were thinking. Was
The
like,
shock,
yeah.
the actual the medical medical shock that they could possibly be in at that moment. So
No, adrenaline.
paralyzing. No, that's a different thing they could also have gotten at that moment. I understand shock, and I've seen people in shock, and this is completely plausible that could have happened there. And I like seeing that.
I was okay with that.
I've seen adrenaline in other films. I've seen panic,
Yeah.
but the not doing anything for that long time, and then even the
Oh, no.
slowness to which they
That part was
trying to
fine.
recover.
No, I was fine with the huge pause.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm saying.
No, that I was fine with.
that's
So what
I
part
liked.
did you not? Were you talking? What part were you talking about that you thought we were talking about?
Everything after that. Until she was caught again.
When they're trying to get out. Are they gonna come back? Maybe.
Yeah, and I'm like, are you kidding? They threatened your life, and
Yeah.
they literally have complete access. Are you at least gonna fucking lock the door? No? Okay.
Yeah, they were not thinking. I mean,
Are you
part
at
of it,
least
I
gonna
think-
arm yourself? Like, so, here's a knife in case they walk in. I have a knife too. Let me get you to the kitchen.
I don't know. They might have lost their energy, their will after watching their son be killed, because that's what they were protecting, and
Well, they clearly have more to live for.
yeah,
So they,
but that's part of that. I don't know. The trauma
or at least go, if they come back, we're gonna shank them to get revenge. Like, I don't know, like.
They weren't thinking right.
They were in
weren't
shock.
right people. Maybe there's another couple that they run into at some point who does think that, and then they rewind time and do that. I mean, she already in one timeline had taken the effort, found her moment and done it. And yes, I may have not gotten both of them, but I got one of them. I got some revenge, and she did it. And then they rewound it and took it away from her.
Yeah.
Took it away from us.
Yeah. So they eventually...
No, I like a movie where the bad guys win.
Yeah, so it was...
I can appreciate that.
Yeah. It's such a...
And I like that they took that
It's been
step.
so long since we've had the film code established in America. We were not alive for that. But
When
in
did
the
the
days
antagonists win anymore?
in the days when it was illegal to have villains get away with the crime at the end, like it was, you could not in a film that was legally allowed to be showed in theaters for this, and you weren't allowed to show someone robbing a bank and getting away with it in the end. Like, You can't have the criminal get away. They'd have to either get shot or go to jail or pay for their crimes in some way. So it's been so long since we've had that, and there are lots of movies where you get the bad guys getting away, but then there's the main hero storyline is the hero succeeding. But it's still exciting to see that happen.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it does shock. It's you hope in the pit of your stomach at points that humanity can prevail and that someone can stop them. Like, oh, you got to be able to stop them. You got to, and then when you realize they can't, and it's painful. It hurts at one point to see them win, but the other point you're like, I accept it. They won. They legitimately won. It wasn't just some. Even though it was a little Deus Ex Machina, but it's himself. It was his own little power.
Maybe not so legitimately.
By his own rule, by his own power, he was able to do that, and that's the
Superman.
Yeah, he Supermaned it. He was like, I don't play by your rules, and I'm this is my own game. But it is an intriguing device that they had in there. That's not a standard device in films. You don't usually.
Superman's just not as interesting.
Yeah.
As other heroes.
The other thing is, it's great that
that's true.
This movie wasn't.
I'm sorry.
Punisher.
No, he's not. He's lame.
It's just not as interesting.
But this, I think what was interesting about this is, imagine if you've got a Superman movie where you don't know that the guy's Superman, but it just happens to be at some point. This is the thing of, they didn't make the big deal of, he can rewind time if he's got access to a remote control.
Yeah.
That wasn't the premise of the movie. And
no, it wasn't.
I think it's someone else doing this movie
Click.
could Click. You could easily go into that thing of, that's the entire focus of the film. And then it's not like a surprising thing when it happens. This is just, oh yeah, he happens to have that. Did we not mention that earlier?
Yeah.
It's not.
It's just really weird. Though.
It's weird, but it's
out of nowhere, out of place. I was just
but I kind of like that. So imagine if you just got like this movie about a guy and he's doing all this stuff, and then something horrible happens, and he turns out to be Superman in this scene.
Well, that's what I liked about it. I was kind of like,
they just don't really mention that he's Superman.
Yeah, I like that they took it away from me. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That bitch got him back. And then I was like,
yeah,
oh
you
shit,
got the
that bitch didn't get him back.
Yeah. So he had the shock on his face of that happening, and then, but she doesn't get to appreciate his victory in that scene. To her, he just grabbed the gun faster.
Yeah.
So there's another little beauty in that, and sadness that we don't get to see that realization that she lost in that way, that she could have won.
Yeah.
But that was, I think that makes it interesting, and that makes me like it. So this movie only made 41,000 Austrian dollars,
which is $5 billion American dollars.
Oh, Australian? Qua?
I think
I
they fucked up.
sworn this thing said Austrian at the beginning. Yeah, it's Austrian psychological thriller. Something's messed up there. They can't be listing this in Australian dollars. Austrian.
Unless that was a typo.
And it was in German. No, I don't think it was.
German.
There was
Canadian.
They sell shirts over in Austria that say there's no kangaroos in Austria.
How do you know?
I've been to Austria.
What?
You've got to go to the fatherland.
I really don't want to go there.
Hail Hydra.
Maybe this is just past Germany's line of what's acceptable in film. Irreversible. Totally fine.
No. Post World War II, nothing is acceptable except for kittens in German cinema. That is it.
What about a dog?
Kittens only! Only kittens. Dogs bark. We cannot have that on the films.
Oh, it was the dog!
No, it was the dog the whole time. Shifty-eyed dog.
Yeah.
That shifty-eyed dog.
I love that dog falling out. Oh, was that the Rotten Tomatoes score?
Yeah, let's see.
I really do want to watch the American version. 61%
on Rotten
Because that's the version my brother wanted us to watch. I mentioned this last time.
Well, we'll have to.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Is it like better?
Well, it's the same guy. They use the same house. The same everything. I think they even commented on here. So you look at it and you're like, what the fuck? This is exactly the same, except it's in American.
English.
American.
Yeah, it's it says the same director, with a different cast mostly American crew. So I think when you have the same director, that's got to be something good on there.
I'd be interested to watch it. I feel like the intention would come off.
Yeah, plus, he also made it 20 years later too.
Yeah, 20. So it does like
he's grown as a filmmaker from that.
Yeah,
that's That's interesting. It's kind of like if Kevin Smith remade Clerks in French 20 years later.
Mm.
I mean, like, it wouldn't be the same if he's using the same language. It'd be an interesting movie.
It would.
Because it'd be Clerks 2 in French.
Oh, that.
Yeah,
He
the
smirks
things
at the
Paul
audience.
smirks in the audience.
I don't remember the other guy's name. Just Fatty.
Paul
Yeah.
and Fatty. I mean, we could look it up right there.
Who is
Peter?
the heroin addict?
Is it Peter? Oh,
Peter Paul.
they even quote the thing. Yeah, robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah.
Thing. No, they do they? No, that was from a different TV show.
I
I was
don't think
watching.
that's a
Anyway.
real name.
I did enjoy Tom and Jerry nicknames in Beavis and Butthead. That was
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
When he kept calling him Beavis.
fun. Like I enjoyed like the little things that they did like that.
That's one of the things I liked.
Some-
It was like to me the realism of it, like calling him Fatty and Beavis, and like taking the kid out when he pisses himself. Like there were just little real things to me that they might leave out of other movies. That's why I kind of
There's-
got pulled into this and the other one.
This
It doesn't have a one for a reason, for me.
This is really interesting here, I find. The director had stated, according to Wikipedia, that the entire film was not intended to be a horror film.
Yeah.
He says he wanted to make a message about violence in media by making an incredibly violent but otherwise pointless movie.
I actually went and read
Okay.
this because I went and read this
Have you read the
afterwards
article? The
because
violence in media?
yeah, because or wait.
Yeah, he said the essay he wrote was called
Oh no, I
Violence.
haven't read that,
Yeah.
but I went and
Oh.
read this this part that we're
Okay.
doing here now, and because I was just like I wanted to give it a 2, but I felt like maybe I was missing something because there was so much in there, so many elements of things. I was like, oh, I like that, and I like that, and I was just like the antagonist wins. That's cool. And then I went and read it because I'm like, okay, let me not just be quick to judge here and do a little more research, rewatch that scene, and I was just like, no. Okay,
But
never mind.
I mean, without reading the article, I'd say I don't know the full article on this. But to make a commentary about violence in media by making a violent media
Yep.
thing,
know, that's- I understand.
you're not making any point there.
I think the point
And
he was making was is that no one's going to go out and do this.
Although
People are.
it did happen in 1999.
I haven't heard of a single
People
case
would
of
do-
people doing this.
Look, I don't
Never
think they're
heard
doing
But
this
the-
exact thing.
Columbine-
But
The
there's
problem with
there's-
it, though, the problem with this case study of making this film is that it only made 40,000 in Australian dollars. Not that many fucking people
I
saw
wonder
it.
how much the
Not a
American
big
one
enough
Australian
population.
$1 is worth $5 billion US. Did you know that?
No, it's more like
It
well,
made all of the money in the world. Okay, the
Then-
other one lost money. So,
Yep.
all right. So much for that. Oh my god, I just saw the cast for the American version. That's
Oh.
awesome.
Yeah.
I just
Cast, yeah.
Well,
All
come
right.
on, we have to at least say it.
No,
It's
all right.
relevant to the film.
Well, no, it just flashed. One of Tim Roth flashed on there. Naomi Watts
wow.
is in there as well. Michael Pitt.
Michael Pitt.
But-
Naomi Watts.
But Tim Roth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, Tim Roth. that'd
just
be
for
fun.
him.
Yeah, he does a really good job.
Who is he? Oh, he's the
The father.
Uh,
The Faba. Oh.
That's cool.
All right. Yeah.
And then when I first saw it, I had just got done watching Boardwalk Empire.
Okay.
So I was like-
Mike-
Awesome.
yeah. All right.
All right.
All right. That was
America.
a good 2-star movie.
Austria.
And that talked about Australian film.
I could give it a 2.5, but I
All
can't.
We don't need your half star.
I'm just saying I
You keep
could,
your half star.
but I'm not. But I can, so I'm not gonna.
All right.
Oh, what a
You're not
dick.
gonna- you're not gonna do
I'm gonna give
that.
it a 2.
All right. You enjoy your 2. We're gonna call up this Australian director from Austria. Ask him. Say, hey, this guy was gonna give you 2.5 stars, but he
He
didn't.
couldn't.
So
Then he gets a
nah.
pillowcase, throws it over his head.
Yep. He's gonna play some games with you. Don't even try to reach that gun. He's got a remote control in his brain.
That's the secret
What?
to being Superman.
That is.
You
Superman
plant
has
the
a
remote
remote control in his brain.
brain.
He's not really super powerful. He just rewinds every time. It's like, okay, he was gonna punch here, so I do this. Put a plate here. All right. Nothing more to say on this film?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think
wrap
that's
up
it.
that. It's done. All right. Thank you for watching this episode on Funny Games.
Maybe next week we'll escape tomorrow.
Ah.